Greetings, my name is Blaze, and today I was browsing through TikTok, and I actually ran across a video where someone was claiming that Disney is doing a copyright strike against a content creator on Redbubble for using the name of the Norse gods, and that Disney is in fact trying to copyright the names of the Norse gods. I was very shocked by this, and I'm like, no way. She even shared a petition in her TikTok, and I'm sure others are talking about it too, but as you can imagine, this is kind of causing a stir in the Norse pagan revival movement today. I'm not one to jump on bandwagons. I like to do my research first and make sure it's a legitimate claim before I jump into signing petitions or, coming out with the torches and whatnot. So I want to share with you a few websites. I'm going to list them down below and want to talk about them, and then I'm going to share my opinion. And then I'd like you to also check out these sites and consider it and share your opinions below too. What do you think? What do you think about what they're doing or what they're trying to do? So let's start out with the petition itself. The petition is actually on change.org, and it's Stop Disney Trademarking the Names of Norse Gods. So the person who started this petition is basically talking about the fact that Disney is targeting creators that use Norse gods in their products. So different names and stuff that are associated with the Marvel characters specifically. I know Disney owns Marvel right now, but these are Marvel comic characters. I do want to point out something really quick, and this kind of plays into why I'm like, no, they can't copyright the names. DC Comics actually has not all the gods, but has a lot of the gods, including the Norse gods. The Norse gods also exist in the DC universe. As an example, this is Thor in the DC universe. Here's another one. Now, the difference between Marvel's Thor and DC's Thor is at least DC's Thor got it right and gave him the red hair. Regardless, these are comic depictions of these deities. So the idea here is they want folks to sign this petition to stop them from doing it, and they're afraid that folks in the community and content creators are going to be silenced from doing stuff because they're afraid of copyright claims. And they point out that Stan Lee understood and respected how sacred these gods were, and that they're part of the community, and that they should be treated with respect and with love. So, is there any validity to this or truth to this at all? All right, let's explore a little bit. One of the sites that I like to check things on, especially when it comes to claims that I'm not sure if they're accurate or not, is Snopes.com. They do additional research and they share their results with you. So I went to Snopes.com. Is Disney trademarking Norse gods? Well, in a nutshell, no. This is a false claim. This is not happening. So this kind of led me to wonder, well, what is happening and why is there such a stir in the Norse pagan community right now? Well, let me tell you. This is basically what I found. What it looks like is going on, and I'm not going to, of course, read this whole thing. I'll share it with you below so you can look it up yourself and get your own opinion. But as I was going through this, basically there is this content creator, and it looks like it's your Boswell on Redbubble, and they were basically creating a cosplay outfit which was based off of a Marvel comic for this character. So you see this is Loki, the version that Marvel created from Marvel Entertainment. It says Loki. It's like obviously a pun on his name and a different way of spelling it, but Loki, low-key. And it looks like that was on the t-shirt. So they took that saying, that low-key, and put it on a t-shirt. So this is what the copyright claim is about. And all it is keeping him from selling it on Redbubble. And I want to make something else very clear. This isn't from Disney. This is from Redbubble. Is it right that Redbubble is instantly removing this? I mean, in my opinion, no. I don't think it's right at all, because people cosplay characters all the time. So if this individual is trying to create cosplay outfits for folks, let him do it. Why are you jumping down his throat over creating cosplay content? That's what you're supposed to do. You want to make it look as authentic as you can. Apparently, he even changed the font and stuff to be similar so that folks could cosplay this version of Loki, but they still flagged it. So this is, I don't even know if there's anything specific coming from Disney at all at this point. Nothing I could find suggests they are. It says, Disney does not own copyrights or trademarks on public domain heroes such as Thor or Loki. And that's something I want to point out here. They can't copyright these names. They're in the public domain. These are a pantheon of deities that were worshipped in ancient times, are part of a culture, multiple cultures today, and there are revival movements. The Norse pagan, polytheism, heathen revival movements are all based around these deities. They're still honored and worshipped by many today. So they can't do that. Not to mention, like I just said, that DC Comics also has their own versions. The names themselves are still going to be free game. That started making me question, like, okay, this petition, I'm not sure I'm fully down with it. Yeah, I'm down with the idea of stopping them, but I don't think a petition is going to stop a big company from Disney like that doing it. What they're doing here is they're saying on Redbubble that the content they're creating is so close to what Disney has a copyright on, which is one image and version of Loki. It is the Marvel version of Loki. It is based off of the old Norse deity, and it's a modern depiction in a comic form. So that intellectual material, that version of it, is in fact owned by Disney. So Redbubble's trying to avoid, I guess, the big giant coming down with the hammer, so to speak. I'm bothered by that, and like I said, I'm not standing behind Redbubble's decision to do that, but again, blowing stuff out of proportion or making preposterous claims I don't think are helping. For us to just jump on this bandwagon and sign this petition and say, look what they're doing and how dare they, and we have to stop Disney, bring out the pitchforks and torches. We're jumping in conclusions and we're jumping on a company. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Disney has gone downhill in the last couple of years. I think they're ruining a lot of intellectual content. I think they're ruining Marvel. I think they're ruining Star Wars, but that's just my opinion. But regardless of that, they're not doing anything right now. Maybe they're putting extra pressure on companies like Redbubble to where they want to be careful and cautious. But the thing that they need to understand is, again, these names are in the public domain, but the versions of the characters, even if they aren't, this is what cosplay is about, costume play is about. It's about trying to recreate an image of these characters that folks love to read and watch and play games with. So I really don't think this should be a copyright strike. I was looking a little bit more. There's this other thing here. Again, I'm going to share all these below. So, no, Disney isn't trying to own the Norse god Loki or Loki. So, yeah, everybody calm down about the Redbubble incident. This is all over the net and at the speed of clickbait, but it is a false alarm. Again, looking at Snopes, looking at this page here, which is witchesandpagans.com, again, confirming the fact that folks are blowing this out of proportion. They're making assumptions, and it is a false alarm. I was looking here, too, on this site, the Daily Dot, and they decided to claim the deity as their IP. Disney allegedly files copyright claim over Loki fan art. Allegedly. Again, looking through this and reading this stuff and then looking at the content and the rights holder in this case is indicated to be Disney Enterprises Incorporated. The art in question is green lettering that says Low-Key, which is titled Low-Key Loki. This is causing some online to worry, as Loki is not just a character created by Disney or Marvel. See, just only mentioning Disney or Marvel, not even mentioning DC Comics, because the slogan Low-Key in question is specific to Marvel Comics, but also a century-old deity worshipped in modern day, which is accurate. So, of course, people are blowing up about this all over the place. So, I wanted to continue to go a little bit further. So here's the copyright claim in question. I didn't get to see what the material was, but I'm under the impression it's basically this t-shirt that he's wearing in the comics, and it said Low-Key on it. And of course, the creator is pretty upset about it, which, kind of makes sense. Let them be creative, let them be artistic. They're trying to create something for folks to use this character in their cosplaying. It doesn't even matter if it's for a party or professional cosplay or just going to a convention. It doesn't even matter why. I don't really see why this is a big hissy. But again, it doesn't really have anything to do with copyright claiming the Norse gods' names. Let me go over here to Twitter. So here on Twitter, there's some tweets around this. So Disney thinks they can copyright someone's culture now, 21st century colonialism right there. this is pretty terrible take. Loki been written about since the 1220s, and Loki is a deity I work with. Disney is just a parasite. I smell a tasty lawsuit if it can be done with the right lawyers and the right words. So again, you can see this heating up. And like I said, I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on Reddit. You can see people getting really worked up about this for good reason to a degree until you actually look at what's going on. Redbubble is keeping them from posting it because of a potential copyright. Potential. So no copyright claim, I think, has been filed. Just Redbubble's not letting this individual sell it. So they might be able to argue and fight with it and get it posted. But people are now going after in force on Disney, trying to say, oh, no, how dare you? Well, get the full story first. Again, don't jump to conclusions. So this is the creator here. It looks like their tweets are protected. So I guess they're not really sharing everything. So again, I don't even know what this content looked like. So basically, in a nutshell, I think people are freaking out too much, and they're just looking for someone to put their sights on. Again, I don't know what Disney's doing or what they're going to try to do. If they're going to try to reinforce this, I don't know what Redbubble's going to do. I understand the uproar. I don't even know if the content creator is a Norse pagan or Norse heathen or whatever term they choose to use. From what I can tell, it seems to be an individual who's just a comic book fan who's trying to create content because they like making things. So, yeah, that's kind of where I stand with it. I think that we need to calm down and not panic over what potentially is nothing as far as the Norse pagan / heathen goes. But then we also could take another look at, is what Redbubble doing right? And let's put the focus and energy in the correct space. Let's write a petition for Redbubble to say, hey, let's not block cosplay content if it's original created stuff that's inspired. Maybe it's against Redbubble's terms and services. I don't know. Maybe the person should use Etsy instead. I don't know enough about Redbubble. I don't know how restrictive they are on their stuff. I didn't even look that up before this video, but now I'm starting to think of it. So again, I'm asking all these questions and I'm looking at stuff. So yeah, do some more research. Don't just jump to conclusions or jump on bandwagons and start attacking people. Even when it's companies like Disney. And like I said, I get it. Disney has done a lot of things lately that, in my opinion, are very questionable and that I don't support. But I'm not sure that this is something folks can or should pin on them if they haven't really even necessarily been involved at this point. And if they have, if you get more facts or more information about that, feel free to share them. And like I said, share your thoughts below. Do you think people should be mad at Disney? Do you think Redbubble's in the right or the wrong? Do you think you should sign the petition? And do you think something bigger is going on here? Do you think this is a threat to the revival movements? Do you think this is a threat to people's culture and spirituality? You know, share whatever your thoughts are below. But yeah, thank you for watching. Consider a thumb up, liking, and subscribing, and more videos coming your way.